Coutier is an NHL goaltender, but he's going to need some help. Tonight was one of those nights. The Sabres lost at home to Vancouver 5-4 and have now lost 4 in a row since the injury to Darren Pupa. Phil Housley got things going for the Sabres at 3:04 the first period. This was his 21st of the year, and Bodger and Vive got the assists. But the Canucks got a pair of power play goals within a couple of minutes before Pierre Turgeon tied it up for Buffalo at 15:49. Unfortunately, Darcy Wakaluk, who had some excellent saves before this, he started, allowed Jim Benning to score his first NHL goal on what had to be considered a routine shot. In the second, Rig Five, who took another pounding all night, got his 27th to pull the Sabres even at 3. But even though the Canucks had just 5 shots in that period, they got this goal from Trevor Linden, and they never lost the lead after that. Dave Bruce made it 5-3 before Jeff Parker made it interesting for the fans, at least with a goal in the third, but the Sabres couldn't get that tying goal.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to point the finger, but we're coming down to a point where we got to get some wins, and right now is, like you say, we need good goaltending, and there's no excuse. I think, me and Jock are just going to have to come up larger for the team.
It's a tough situation to thrust Darcy in right now, and it's his first home start. There's a lot of pressure on the kid, and it's unfortunate that the fans get on him. It's not an easy situation to be thrust in. He was playing his heart out.
No question, but the Canucks win it 5-4. Housley, Turgeon, Vive, and Parker with the Sabre goals. Sunday night, the Sabres will play against the St. Louis Blues. The Islanders are playing in Chicago. They're in the
50% off on
the Prime at its highest.
Won in overtime in Washington 7-6. One of the most recognized voices in hockey was silenced today with the passing of Dan Kelly. The veteran announcer died of cancer at the age of 52. For the past 2 decades, Kelly broadcast the St. Louis Blues games, although many knew him through his network and cable TV work. League President John Ziegler said today, "I have known no better goodwill ambassador. All of us in the hockey world are deeply saddened." The first player to switch teams under the new NFL free agency plan is punt returner and wide receiver Darrell Usher. He was signed by the Cleveland Browns off the New England Patriots unprotected list. Usher was on the Patriots injured reserve list all of last season. High school basketball action tonight. LaSalle kept its NFL record unblemished with an 81-63 win over Nichols. The Explorers moved from an 8-point halftime lead as Elani McCracken dominated the boards with 14 rebounds. He also scored 32 points. Number 54, Duke Davis, who got 2 of his 20 points on this play, also ripped off 8 rebounds. For Nichols, Luther Whitfield was high with 22. LaSalle has now won 29 straight Niagara Frontier League games. So LaSalle beats Nichols 81-63. Other action, Rudolph beat Maple Grove 63-61. Niagara Wheatfield loses to Ken West Big 71-43. Akron 71-68 over Wilson. Medina 82-52 over Roy Hart. In a big traditional game, St. Joe's beat Canisius 74-67. Sweet Home won its 16th game of the season against 3 losses, beating Frontier 68-58 tonight. The Panthers had balanced scoring in this game. Number 20, Vaughn Washington, got 2 of his 17, and Peter Giannotis was right behind him with 16. Dave Kennedy was next with 13. Chris Buckholz led Frontier with 20. Sweet Home beating Frontier 68-58. Cleveland Hill 77-59 over JFK.
Now moving just across Lake Superior.
Williamsville South 66-63, winning that ball game. Dunkirk loses to Fredonia 78-44. It was Williamsville East 68-57 over Amherst. And this afternoon in Yale Cup action, Buffalo Traditional came up with a 75-63 upset win over Buffalo Arts. Only the second loss of the season for Arts. Lee Matthews, number 51 for Arts, was the game's high scorer, however, with 30, and he passed the 1,000 career point mark. In another game, Burgard defeated McKinley 114-64. Marcus Whitfield scored 55 points. He now has 2,092 and needs 70 more to tie the record held by Curtis.